The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay. Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome to the weekly user group webinar. Today is 24th of September 2018. Myself and John are here. Apologies for not holding the webinar for the last couple of weeks. I have been busy, don't worry, even though I was away over in Europe. Yes, I was still keeping busy. So we'll show you some things now. As always, anyone's got any questions or queries and so on, then feel free to raise your hand and we'll open the mics up and so on. Now I know we've got something to look at to it with John's issues actually, but we'll, as always, we'll give some kind of update of what we've been up to. The biggie, which I got excited about while I was away and put a post on the news groups, was to do with Unicode. Now, we know we've got, obviously, we hoped Clarion 11 would have us working with Unicode and so on and so forth, and it hasn't, but not at the moment, I should say. But one of the things I made a bit of a breakthrough on was the report control using Unicode. Does anybody here, we've only got a few users here at the moment, but any requirements for Unicode in the actual report controls? No? Raise your hands? No? John, you not, I take it you don't go into those markets?
No.
No? Okay. Well, you'll still like this, what's coming up for the report control anyway. So I think you'll still like it. So basically I created quick database connected to SQL Server, and here we go. We've got a Unicode test database. We have a quick look and we can see we should have, oh, there we go, sorry, customer table. Quick look at the design and you'll see, because obviously SQL supports it, we have a standard ID and we have an N varchar, which is what you would use for storing the Unicode content. Okay, so we'll close that, and if I just do a quick query on that, nothing exciting. There it is, and we've got two customers, customer 1 and customer 2. And believe it or not, that actually says customer 2 in Chinese, simplified Chinese. So we run our application. Here's our quick test, and there is the report control showing simplified Chinese, and I've tried it with other, other languages which would use it, of course, as well. But the beauty of it is on the report control, not in the version you've got, but in here, is we've got the edit in place. So if I was to say customer ABCDEF and return, I'll go and quickly have a look. Let's requery our database, and you can see basically the report control is now updating the database accordingly. And of course that would work with Unicode. So if I was to open up Google Translate, because believe it or not, I don't speak Chinese, and we will have, this is a test. We'll copy that. We shall open that, and as if by magic, so we'll put that over there, requery, and there, this is a test. So basically, what we've got is not necessarily just for Unicode, but it's for the report control. Is you will see the next update will see a lot of enhancements on the report control, especially for the edit in place, and especially when it's being data bind. So there'll be default settings up at the global level, so you don't have to keep specifying on each report control what your data connection strings are and so on and so forth. So they can be put up at the global level, set once, and used everywhere. And I think there's already up there at the moment, but I want to be able to, rather than having to re-specify at the local level, make it a lot easier. and so on. And then there will be extra sets of buttons. So we've promised this anyway for a while, but there will be the insert, change, delete, select, and view. And I think there's a print, but I'm question mark on that, I've got to admit. But yeah, there'll be, just as you would imagine you are adding a normal insert, change, delete browse, a normal browse to your window. So you'd add the browse, you probably add the insert, change, delete buttons, then you probably add the select button, which are both control templates. The report control will have the same ones. So there will be insert, change, delete buttons, which do all the things you would expect. Insert would add a new row in edit in place mode. Change would go and find, sync the buffer if it can do at a related level to the record that you're on. The delete would actually go off and delete, and so on and so forth. So the select, again, same thing as you would expect. And there will also be methods to back all these things up. So especially in the edit in place mode. We're going to have to look, with it being edit in place, we've got constraints on there and in place buttons, but we're going to look at enhancing those. Might not go in the very next build, might go in the build afterwards, but so you can start putting your constraints at the report control level, just like you would expect. So it's required, it's got to follow a pattern, those type of things. And that will be field by field. So yes, the next report control will see quite a build, quite an update to do with basically its data source and we'll call them dependable buttons, but yes, basically the equivalent of the browse, no view, no records button, and the insert, change, delete button, those type of things. So so that will come in the next report control. So you should see quite an enhancement to that. Any feedback or ideas, or I'm pretty excited by it, I've got to admit. So, John, I take it you use the report control in data bind mode. Do you think that would be beneficial to yourself for the edit in place?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because sometimes the form is more than justified, especially if it's quite a busy and complicated update form. But the flip side of that is you could just have a very simple validation table, like a validation of towns or counties or states, those type of things, and that really doesn't warrant a form, and an edit in place, and that would be more than sufficient. So you will see quite a large update coming in the next build. And it won't just be linking with SQL. There will be links for the data source just being a standard TPS, which I know Pete's been after for quite a while. So there will be, I want it to come from a TPS table, and it will go off and read the tables with the records for you. They will be file loaded. We're not trying to replicate the page loaded type environments. So they will be file loaded, but it will make it extremely simple for you to get your browse onto the screen. The idea is we are going to start working towards where we no longer use Clarion browsers at all, and we just basically say, right, drop this on the screen. It could be TPS, it could be SQL, it could be data bind, which of course could be SQL as well. But that's going to be the big step forward. So Peter's just said that he uses Greek, and I'll let you pronounce it, Peter. I'll just open the mic.
Cyrillic.
Cyrillic is Cyrillic. Yes, okay. Yeah. That's fine. Making sure I didn't say it wrong. That again. It would be really, really nice if we could then put that into Clarion variables behind the scenes and so on. We can't, and it's purely down to a fault in the OLE container. Now, Bob's had a report of this since C10, and hopefully Diego's looking into it. I have chased him along since C11's been out. Okay, so Peter's just saying, I don't know if you talk, but he's thanking us. That's great. So as soon as that is fixed, then we should be able to at least take that out and put it into other controls. So, for example, you should be able to, if we had a look at this button here, this is a CodeJock entry. We could paste Unicode into an entry field, and what it should then do is set, and that's a CodeJock button, it should just do a straightforward set, and that does support Unicode. The fault there is the OLE container. We're not doing anything to do with any Clarion variables or anything, but the OLE container is filtering out Unicode when it shouldn't be doing. So, or not supporting it when it's basically literally property 1 equals property 2. So that is that is an issue. As soon as they fix that, hopefully it will be in C11 very soon, then we can start opening up lots of new facilities in the overall tool set. One of which I'm going to take a look at is the property grid and binding that, which it does support binding, not at the ADO level, but binding to variables. I'm going to see if I can try and bind that to the content of the report control. So then that starts giving a bit more interaction between the two, so we could display Unicode in the report control, edit it via edit in place, or if we could at least try, edit it via a property grid, giving you a bit more flexibility about the like date lookups and so on and so forth. So that's the intention. So you're going to start seeing a lot more work in that area, bringing the controls together. Okay, so next update. So that's all to do with the report control, but other, as you can see, we've got the CodeJock entries in the suite controls template. We've got the CodeJock buttons. So if I was to set that, then we have got this. It looks like a standard button, but it's a CodeJock button instead. This is an entry, but it's a CodeJock entry, which means we can put, different things in there. And obviously, we know we've got other controls in there. Just let me come out of that actually and go back in, and there we can go, and we can see here we've got our Unicode in the calendar. So again, for demonstration purpose, I've chosen Chinese, but this could be Greek, Cyrillic, like Peter said. And all of this is currently supported now. The current control and the template supports Unicode as it is. So you don't need any update for that. It's the report control changes that you'll need the update for. So, any questions on that? And any ideas that you'd like to see in the next report control? No? Okay, so far so good. Further updates which we've been busy on is our Chilkat wrapper, which is always moving along, as you can expect. So
Jesper had a question on report control, I think.
Oh yeah, it's not to do with the update though. I'm going to open.
Okay,
jump to him in a minute. It was just just on the updates. Yeah, if it's a product specific, like it's got some regarding the save and field picker. So yes, we'll go straight to that next, and then we'll go on to yours straight after that.
Okay.
So, but yes, the Chilkat. The next update, which will be 1.11, has got further updates to it. I'm just having a look here. The socket class has been expanded out to have more methods in there. So receive binary data N, which is basically receive me so many bytes of binary data. Send binary data. They've been padded out. There's actually new classes. They will go into the next build, but I forget what they are for now. I could take a quick look. No, do you know what? I won't. But there will be. There's a whole host. Wendy's been busy wrapping up lots of the other classes, and they basically just need signing off and quickly, we need some tests through, so on and so forth, and they are good to go. But the task classes have also had quite a bit of work. Now, as you know, we already support connecting and doing transactions with Xero and QuickBooks Online. Both of those have had work, and they're continue to get work on them this week, actually, today, in fact. So QuickBooks Online has had new transaction types added to it. So as well as the ones you already had, which was accounts, customers, invoices, bills, journals, those types of things. You've now got currencies, vendors, and tax rates, which can be brought down and updated. For Xero, you had the connection and you had some limited things in there to do with contacts, but now that's also been padded out to do accounts and currencies and invoices and tax rates, and there will be the credit notes and so on going into that. There'll be credit notes going into the QuickBooks before the next release. They'll have those added to them. And the Zero class has also had a new keep alive task added to it, method added to it, and that's because Zero, if it sees inactivity, if it doesn't see activity, so basically it detects inactivity, then what it will do is cut your connection automatically, and you have to re-establish a connection. So what you can do is call the keep alive, which will just basically do its job. It will just keep the connection alive for you. So that's basically those changes are in progress. So 1.11, when ready, will go out, and that will include, as I say, for both QuickBooks and for Zero, everything you've got now, but also the currencies, vendors, tax rates, invoices, credit notes, those types of things. So you'll see a lot more on those two, with the intention that will give you a very good subset of all your usual accounting type requirements of both QuickBooks and Zero. And then we're going to replicate those same interfaces with Sage 1 and MYOB, which is Mind Your Own Business. I'm not being rude there. It's the name of business. It's the name of an application called MYOB, Mind Your Own Business. Again, it's an online accounting system. So the intention is, because one of the requirements we have is you can basically add the interfaces into your applications into various online, and these are leading products, Zero, QuickBooks, Sage 1, definitely, up there as some of the bigger name online accounting systems. You'll be able to add the interfaces into those with a minimum of work, and put them straight into, have them implemented into your applications very easily. So that the version 1.11 will see QuickBooks in Zero have a big overhaul and a lot more data definitions and methods. So the download, the update, the delete, those types of things, all added, with a view to then start looking at the Sage 1 and the MYOB after that. So that's the Chilkat update. So very busy on that. Time frame, I would guesstimate a couple of weeks before the Chilkat will see the light of day. And it's going to probably be something similar for the ReportControl. So that's that. And last but not least, I rebuilt the CommandBar demo, just in case anybody wanted to see all the different themes. So I rebuilt the CommandBar demo application to include all the different theme selections, so you can see the CommandBar in Office 2016, Word colourful, or Excel grey, those types of things. And I uploaded it, so as well as it being part of the next installer, the current installer, it's also just a standalone demo app as well, which you can get on the website. So that has also had a quick makeover on it to bring in the new themes. Whew. Okay, that's where we're up to on the updates. Any questions before we actually jump to Jeff before his particular product question? No? Okay. So, Jesper.
Hi, Andy.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. And you?
Yes, very good, thank you.
Andy, I was playing around with the field picker and the command of the report control.
Mm-hmm, yep.
And I'm also using save the layer.
Yes.
So I have a little trouble with when I pick a new field and come into the screen again, it switches around on the columns. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, or the save layer is not taking consideration about the field picker.
Let me try it in the example. Won't be a second.
Yep.
Okay, so let's just create a folder. Won't be a second. So, okay, so is this browse enhanced, or is it just a standard field picker?
It's a standard field picker on a
Standard
it's
report.
not- Yeah,
Okay.
but I loaded myself, so it's not what you call it, not an enhancement.
That's no problem. It's just I know which example to go into.
Yeah.
Okay. So we should have a save restore. So this is a manually loaded one. Let's take a quick look. Okay, so that's that. Have I got this version loaded? Yes, okay. So, yes, save and restore field picker. So this, so we should be able to add, let's say, price there, okay?
Yeah.
Now, if we go back in, price is obviously where we expected it. We'll get rid of size and we'll move received to it. So what is it when you're doing what?
It switches the columns around. So the price would be in received instead.
Okay, so I'll tell you what, let me get rid of a load of these. So if this was your system, talk me through a test, which you know would fail on yours, and then we'll have a look at what the differences are. Any particular test?
No?
So basically just doing so, I've got price from received. So you're saying when you go back in, you're not getting that.
No.
Right, okay. Well, let's take a look at the settings from that point of view. The field picker is just a visual control to enable you to basically say to enable you to drag and drop the columns. So that is just a visual control to be able to for you to be able to easily pick up and remove and that type of thing. The settings all are related directly to the report control itself.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to here. Now on here you will have, I think it's under it's under options, sorry, options. And if we go across, we should have, save and restore.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it doing any kind of saving and restoring for you?
Oh yeah. It is. It is saving.
Is there any chance we can take a quick look? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll cover the basics and then we'll look at yours. Okay, so for the save and restore to work, you need to turn it on, obviously.
Yes.
We want to have somewhere to save it. So I've got a table here. Okay, and we'll check what your settings are in a minute. But we need and it's a large string. Depending on the size of the design of your report control, it can come out, 4K, 5K, maybe 8K. Okay.
Yes.
So you want an half decent C string to be able to store it. You've got the option, do you want it to include the grouping and sorting? I'm not going to save those. We'll check again yours in a minute. And then there's a couple of questions it needs to know. What do you want it to do if it detects a new column? So hypothetically, you've got columns 1 to 10, and then you, in your design, from a programming design point of view, you create columns 11 and 12. What do you want it to do with those new columns? And what it will do is it'll say, right, you can either ignore them or you can add them to the layout. So it restores the old layout, which is columns 1 to 10, and only the even number columns might be on show, or only certain columns might be on show, certain columns might not. So if it detects new columns, what do you want it to do? Do you want it to put them on show by default or leave them hidden? So this is where we're going to say we're going to add them to the layout. And of course, the same is if you're going to remove any. So you have a previous design which has got 10 columns in there, and then you remove, at the design point of view, column 8 because it's just no longer needed. Then what do you want it to do when it goes to restore the previous saved layout? And we can say remove it because it shouldn't be there anyway, so just remove it. But it would potentially leave it up to you. So they are the settings. We need a field and those settings to say what to do. Now I have a little table here. This design is completely open to yourself. In my applications, I actually do this a tiny bit differently, just slightly different. Here I have, you can see, it's a memo field, and I say it's about 8K. I store a procedure name and the report control ID, if you will.
Yes.
Okay, now again, this can be entirely your own design. So what you could have, let's say for example, oh sorry, that's just something which is running elsewhere. What you could have is, you might, in your system, you might have user logins. So when person A logs into this screen, they want to see the columns painted in such a manner. But when person B logs into the screen, they want to see their own saving, their own settings. That's no problem. That's what I actually do in my applications. To do that, you wouldn't just have basically the procedure name and the control. You'd probably want some kind of user ID on there as well. And then how it all links together is, you've got under the report control, you've got you've got a few embed points. The file IO, just like with the calendar and the command bars and all the other templates, if you need any file IO, the method will start file. And then basically, if it's fetching a record, it calls file fetch. Needs to insert one, it's insert, prime, and update, the usual ones. So we can see here, before it goes to do the layout, it's going to go and fetch it. So it clears that, it sets a procedure name to the current procedure name, the report control to whatever. Now, of course, that could just be the actual FEQ that you store. It'd be much more efficient. In fact, in my applications, I do store that. I store the record ID of the user, I store the procedure name, and I store the report control FEQ. And those three pieces of things are the unique key to each report control. But basically, it's going to go and try and attempt to find the report control for the record, for the report control in question. If it needs to save one on the way out, it will do that. So that will actually create us a new record. Prime is just a straightforward clear, which is just priming a record. And the update is nothing more than an update command. So the file IO should be relatively simple. So that is all you need for the basics. The only thing, as I said, the only change you might have is how you want to uniquely identify that. Because that example, some screens might have 2 or 3 report controls on them. So, and you want to store the procedure that it belongs to, so that you know that when that user goes back into that procedure, then they get their style of report control. So, shall we take a look at yours?
Yeah, would be nice.
Okay, let's make you presenter.
And you can see my screen now.
Okay, we can see the screen. Yep.
That's the report control.
That's a field picker.
That's the field picker, yeah.
Yep.
So there's nothing in here for that. So we should be all right, shouldn't it?
That's correct. Yeah. Yeah. In there, it's nothing more than a visual control to allow you to add, drag and drop the fields.
Yeah. Now let's take the
next one.
Where was it? We want to have a look.
It's under options. Okay. Yep, towards the end of there. Save and restore. Oh, and you've got lay saved. Yeah, okay. Looks good.
So should I show you my problem?
Can we see the embed points just to check they are similar?
That's the fetch.
Just, yeah. So you've got a user, yes, procedure, and the FEQ, which is, yep, lay command bar. But oh yeah, I get you. Okay. Yes, fine.
The insert.
Yep. So okay. Can we see the saved one of the? Okay, let's see the problem.
See, now it shows it's all right. This is right, this one.
Okay.
And if I leave it, go back again. You see, now it's not the buyer. It took another column.
Oh, so you're a little quick. Can you just do that again? Sorry. Let's just do a bit more of a control test. Remove. Let's. Yeah. Okay. So we got rid of that. So, and type
Now,
rent percentage.
Yes. And now we have the salesman here.
Okay. So let's close that.
And now it took the amount from another column.
I'm just waiting for the screen to update. Won't be a second.
Okay.
Can you? Right. Okay. Hang on.
And this, you
So
see, the salesperson is okay now.
oh, crikey. So what we're saying is the columns are in the right, the column headers are in the right order, but the data isn't. Is that correct?
Yeah, the header is in the right place, but the data below here are moved around. This
Okay.
data here
Yeah.
belongs here.
It's true. Okay. Let me do that same test here because. Can we just check one thing? Can you just open up the TPS file, which is storing that layout?
Yeah.
Is it a TPS or SQL?
It's a TPS because it's a local file.
Fine. Oh, that's okay. So can we just take a quick look at that? Okay. Can you, let's go on that memo so we can see all of the memo. I think it's the text that you press, the T icon, where you've got
icon?
you've got hex and that one, yeah. And not the record number. We want to see the layout. Okay, scroll down, please. Okay, so it has got report control layout. It has got it all saved. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't too small, and it wasn't missing out part of the definition. Can I? Okay, can I have a look at your column definitions, please?
Yes. Oh.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to check they're all unique. There's no duplicates and so on and so forth. No. Yeah, no, look good. Okay, let me bring the presenter back to me, and I'll try it on mine. Won't be a second.
No.
Okay, so. Going to delete the TPS and put itself back into default mode. I mean, there is a method I could call. I've just not put the call on the screen. So. Okay, so the subject is undeliverable mail, postmaster, received. I'm going to put that in between the two. Okay, let's go back to yours. Won't be a second. Can we see where you're loading the data, please?
Yeah. Must be. Yeah. I'm using this one, MySQL, and then get it back in this queue. And then I'll run through each record and add it here. Add row.
Set row cell value. What's that? What's the add row? Okay. So you're adding a row. Move data to group. Can we see the move data to group? Oh, okay. I think I know what this is. Okay, so you on the add row, you are you're priming up a group structure, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, which is the fastest way of doing it. Your problem there is the group is expecting the fields to be in one particular order, and your report control is no longer in that order. Hence why the data is going in different places.
That's right.
Okay. Just trying to think how you can work around that. Because the loading via the group is your fastest mechanism, but it's just going to take it in a raw order. So field 1, well, actually field 1 is a row a row counter, so ignore that. But field 2 would be your first column. Field 3 would be your second column. The loading of the data would have to be done. You could do that, but it would have to be done prior to the save restore.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, prior to the restore, I should say. So yes, so let's check that. So where is this called?
Where's what code?
This code. Where is this code executed?
I don't understand what you mean.
Okay, where is this in the window init, or is it in the window open? When does this?
Probably after emails. Init complete.
Right. Okay. And that is of the report control, obviously. Okay. Right. Yeah. Let me just move you over onto the other monitor. I won't be a second. Just need to change. I need to tell you to do it somewhere differently.
Okay.
Oh, crikey. Oh, no, that's no good. Okay. Okay. Just double click on that embed for me, please. Right, yeah, so it's just do load data. Okay, comment that. and OK that. Now, going to source, or go to the scroll up to create columns.
Go to where? Excuse me?
Create columns. It's still in the
Create
report.
column.
Yep, it's still in the report control, but it's create columns. Okay, go to the parent and press source. Now, unfortunately, here's a problem. We need to get that do load. We need to do it before the layout restored, before that restore layout. So we're going to have to, I'll put you a new embed point in going forward, but for now you're going to have to omit that and then basically copy and paste it. Does that make sense? No, not that bit, the one before. That's all fine, that one. It's the one before it.
Okay.
Yep. So basically just scroll up a little, those columns. So just in the 2500 embed point, yeah, copy that lot. We need to omit that. Oh. That was to be before parent call. Yep.
So this is all right now?
Well, no, let's just have a look at in source view, please. Right, okay, so that's... Okay, can you give me control so I can just type?
Yeah.
Okay, let me... don't know how we do that. Ah, there, request. Okay, can I type?
Yeah.
Ah, it's not. Yes, it is. Yeah, okay.
Så hvad er det, jeg sidder lige med, hvad er det, så vi tog noget? Godt, hej.
Oh, don't like how it's jumping in, but okay, we can format it in a minute.
Ja, det
Can't see on your screen. It's
That's better.
okay, so I'll put you a new embed point between those two to make it easier. Okay, do you want to just try that?
Yeah. didn't load anything this time.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No problem. No problem. I thought that might be the case, believe it or not. I'm just looking in the classes here. Won't be a second.
Yeah.
Can you just show us that same embed code again, please?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can't add a column. That gets us our column. Ah. No. Oh, crikey. No, that's not going to work. Okay, that's not going to work because the restore layout removes all the data first.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm going to have to give that some thought because I see what you're trying to do. It's a nice technique, but because it's just taking the order of the group that you've defined, then
Yes.
it's just going to basically place that data in that order in the report control. But the problem, as you know, is because the order of the columns is changed from design time to run time, but via the save and restore. So that's why.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to think of a way around that. Yeah, I mean, the only way you can do it at the moment is to not do it via the group and just do each individual field, but it will slow down the loading. So, no, let me have a think. It'll be
Okay.
we'll join in next week for next week's webinar, and we'll see what we've got for that.
Okay. Okay, nice. Thank you, Andy.
Okay, no problem. It's going to be an interesting one. That we might have to do it via the name or the order and give an option backwards compatible or forward compatible. So yeah, let me think on that, and I will. We might have to do it via the name variable, via the name attribute of the group.
Okay.
So okay. All right. So let me bring it back to me. And I'll just cut the mic there. Won't be a sec. Okay, so Roberto has joined us. He's got a question, but then we do need to get on to John's. So yes, Roberto.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Okay. I was helping Fernando Marino from Argentina this weekend.
Okay.
And he was filling in a CalendarPro. And
Okay.
he was saying, it takes a long time. It takes minutes for it to fill up. And I'm like, well, how many are you sending it to it? How big is your events database? Oh, like 40,000 records. I'm like, well, maybe you need to minimize the records you send to it.
Well, he's not loading it efficiently. Definitely not. Unless he's got 40,000 for a day or a couple of days, then he's not loading it efficiently.
Right.
Yeah, basically.
Well, anyways, we tried, he's loading it from an in-memory table. Actually, it's SQL, but then loads it into in-memory and then sends it off. But anyways, I was trying to help him out with, he uses the load events, the older method.
Yeah, I was going to say he's doing the older method. He wants to use the file load records.
File load records?
Yes,
I was telling to use the load event from group. Is that an older method too?
No. Insert event from group is still good, but
right.
Yeah, no, so that's still good. Sorry for the confusion, but just let me quickly show you on this. Won't be a second.
And so we did a loop through that, and we minimized the number of records that we were sending to it, and we could probably send like 230 of them to the calendar, and it would take something like 20 seconds to send just those 230 records with insert from group. So I'm like, well, that's too slow. We're missing something, and we disabled the refresh and and all that kind of stuff before we send it to also, and we just couldn't figure it out. We tried just turning all that on also, and for some reason we noticed that the calendar is like moving. Every day it moves, like every hour. It goes to one day and it moves in every of the hours. It's like moving through it. It's kind of weird. If you turn it on, you'll probably notice it too.
I don't follow. I'd have to see that.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Is there any chance he could join in next week's youth group?
Yeah, he was supposed to join today. And I thought he was going to be here because... I spent about an hour or a couple hours with him this weekend.
If you mention to him to join next Mondays, then we can cover the exact points. But basically, there'd be no reason. It should be for just a few hundred events. It should be.
I know. It should be blindingly fast.
Yeah, but the main.
But it wasn't.
Okay, well, basically, we will quickly cover this. The best embed point would be file load record.
He was using 18.4 of the or 18.5.
Well, that's fine. But if he's still if he's still populating it incorrectly, then it doesn't matter what version he's using. So you want to use the file load records, and that in turn will use the group. So it will clear the group, prime up the group, and do insert event from the group.
Can you try something on there? Just put true on the insert from group, because that's what I would turn on.
That will slow it down, yeah.
I know, but it's visibly slower because it kind of goes through every hour of each day. You can see the cursor moving. It's really weird. You didn't see anything.
Not particularly. I mean, we'll get...
Yours isn't noticeable at all.
No.
Maybe change it. No. And his, it would like move between each one of those rows. It would move. Maybe he's got something else in his code doing something else. I didn't see anything when I was working with them, but it didn't. Yours isn't even noticeable at all when you add it. Even with that as true. Yeah, we turned everything off. We did, all the refreshing and all that we turned off. And
well, I would
even went to the class and turned off that part of it.
Yeah, no. All it should use the group. So clear it, populate it, and insert. So that's the best
That's
one.
exactly what we did.
But the other is,
And they're also recurring. Most of his were recurring.
the file load records receives 2 dates. Start date and end date, and also receives whether to force it or not. So
He did it. He was using the other one, the load events procedure. Remember that one?
yeah, I do, but that's really old. That's definitely not the way to do it. No, definitely not. Because if you do this,
we went to that one anyways, and we did a loop, and we did the insert from group anyways. So it's using the same.
I'm just wondering. I'm wondering if he's calling that numerous times over. So if he's calling it in quick succession, then that might be a slowdown. But basically,
we put messages, so it wasn't. It was just calling it once.
Definitely, the best place to do it is the file load records, and take action on these dates. So, what these dates are is we're going to here.
The visible dates.
Yeah, well, you've got a choice. It's either this date range, the 24th to the 28th, which is 24, 28, or it's the date picker outer range. So technically the 27th of August all the way through to the 9th of December. It depends on the template setting which dates you want it to return. The reason it does the others is you might want it to load all of this so that these can go in bold should they have actions on them.
Yeah, but he was having problem with the ones that, what do they call it? Can you look at the code again? Let me see that on the back there. The recurring ones.
Okay. Well, the recurring is slightly different, but
they started before the dates, and so it didn't show them. And so I'm like, well, send it anyways. Go through them and look for the ones that are recurring and send them.
Well,
before.
Get him to download the latest version. Okay.
He did. He had the latest version.
Very good. So the example in there would show you. So in the recurring file load records again, we do 2 passes.
Right. That's what I was telling him to do, and that's what we were doing.
So the non-recurring takes action of this.
On the dates,
the date.
And the recurring takes action on all of them.
And the recurring, well, I think it goes through on a different key recurring.
Okay, yeah. Exactly, that's what we did. We did that. And because we were only sending the recurring, and he had 230-something recurring.
But that's fine. That's nothing.
Yeah, I know, but it would take 14 seconds or 20 seconds or.
Well, if he's obviously got to watch the privacy of the data, of course. But if he can send me a similar example file prior to next Monday's, and we'll cover it as a live subject, live topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. But there shouldn't be no problems in those type of numbers. I mean, we were using it in busy dental practices, and over a week they're in the thousands because you're running multiple different appointment books all at once. So
I know.
your events will be in the thousands.
I just thought it was slow for some reason. I don't know if it was maybe. I don't know. I even looked and see if he was working reg free or something like that, and maybe something in there was slowing it down, but it wasn't. He was just he had it all registered and everything.
Right.
So
no. Okay. Well,
I couldn't find it.
if he's unable to attend, if he can send me a cut down sample, even if it's mainly the event table, if he can send me a sample, then we'll still cover it next week, and it'll be recorded so he could watch it back.
Right.
So yeah, let's do it that way. Okay.
Alrighty.
So now we've got to get on to John's. So
John, it's not his birthday.
No, he's got problems, and it's a GPF issue, so it's kind of one we should look at, and it's something that's going to be an ongoing one, only because it's
kind of like the report preview one that we can't get fixed.
That's right, yeah. And Roberto, if you watch this one back, you'll see the Unicode stuff in action at the start of this webinar.
Yeah, we're halfway there.
Get in there.
Yeah, can't do much with it till we do something in Clarion with it, But yeah.
Well, the edit in place works, and you're going to get a whole new set of buttons and methods to support them.
Then how do I print it?
Usually built in. report control print?
Yeah, but I want to do a report.
Ah, well.
You can't do much with, you know.
Well,
There.
I suggest we all email. No, I don't. Bob will kill me for that.
Look at my latest newsgroup postings on. I just sigh. I'll forget it.
Okay, we're getting political. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so John, are you here still?
I'm here, yeah.
Okay, so it's you fire away, and so everyone's got an idea of what's going on, and then we can try and come up with a plan of attack, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know. I get GPS on the report control. I don't even know where to start to solve it because I never get them. Our customers get them. They're in different places in the program. It's always going through the event.
Now, are we sure? I know we're saying report control. Are we sure it's definitely report control?
Yeah.
And is there any? Oh, I think you just said there's no pattern to it and so on. But are they utilising anything like the print WYSIWYG? Do you have that print on there? Because we know there's an issue with the latest one of that last couple.
No.
No. Okay. Is it idle? Not that should that make any difference? Oh, and how is it populated with its data?
No, it's when people are doing things. A lot of them have been data bound, and I tried changing them over so they're not data bound. I didn't see that made a big difference.
Right. Okay. That's good, considering we're putting a load of work into data bound.
Yeah. Oops. I can send you. Here's a GPF report. I'm going to drop it in Skype for you.
Shall we make you presenter?
Nah.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. So in Skype,
I think. Oops. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Okay. Do you mind if I open it on here?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. It's just a picture of the GPF.
Okay. So.
This is like if you're familiar with GPF Reporter, it gives you the, kind of a trace of where the GPFs happened. And in this case, this is the report control order detail, which is in my sales order screen.
Right.
But the pattern's always the same. It's always going to be going through event function, which you said is like in the common, and then it's going to be going to the event function in whatever report control it is, and then it crashes in CLA OLE right after that. Like that's the last statement right there.
Okay.
And that will happen in multiple procedures, and it will always be the same pattern that you're seeing right there.
So. Okay. So this is GPF Reporter. Can you tell us anything else? Any user variables that we could set or anything like that?
No.
No. I was just thinking, is there something I could, a variable I could leave set or something like that, so I can say, okay, this was the last event that I received, so we can see, is it a certain event that is triggering it, that type of thing.
Yeah, I don't. There's not in the GPF Reporter anyway.
No. Okay. So it's just I'm not fully familiar with it, so we need to know if we can. I don't mind doing template change and so on and so forth, so we can put some things in to help feed it. That type of thing. Mm-hmm. From the user, I know the reports can be sketchy at best. From a user report point of view, did they say they were reordering columns, or were they grouping, anything like that?
No, usually it's like they're posting something. When they're posting something, I would be removing something from the row probably and adding it to another table, or refreshing a row maybe.
Right. Okay.
That might be the most common thing. Might be refreshing One of the rows in the report control. I don't know. It's a hard one to figure out. But I have something you might be able to figure out instead. We can kind of set this aside a little bit if you want.
Are you sure? It sounds a bit of a...
I mean, I don't know where to start.
Well,
I have a few more things I want to try, I think.
Okay, but what I was going to say is it just one particular client or is it a couple? Just trying to see, is this one?
It's system-wide, yeah. It's
Right.
many.
Okay. In some respects, that's a little better. How often do you get it?
Every day.
Oh, okay. So could we put some kind of logging in that so we can, after it's just happened, we can inspect that log? I'm talking like logging to an ASCII table, something like that.
I can do that. It tends to slow them down a little bit, and they're not happy when I do that, but I can do that. Just tell me what you would want to see, and I can figure out what to put it in there.
Well,
like trying to log every event, though. I'm sorry, trying to log every event is like there's a lot.
Oh, definitely a lot. I know you were saying on one of the other things, the command bar, is I might start seeing if we can actually trim down just what we are reporting and some other things in there, especially in the NYS 000 event func, and see if we can do any filtering down there, so to speak.
Yeah.
Take some of the workload off, because I think you said in one of the command bar. So got some ideas on that to take a look at that, and that's a nice easy change to if you're not quite up on the latest versions, we could modify just your version of that. But then again, that's not happening on yours. It's gone past that event func. It's on the one of the report control itself.
Yeah, it's strange. I mean, it's hard because they're using it more than I am. I'm just I test and then I go and change and then I go back and test.
Yeah.
But they're using it for a longer period of time, so I don't know what could be throwing it off. I've been checking different Windows versions. A lot of these people are running Windows 7, but I don't think that's really a factor. I see it in Windows 10 as well.
Okay.
Anyway, I can work on this more.
Yeah, if we could get a pattern on the event name, that would be ideal. If we could start to, so is it a certain event that's always triggering, and then we can at least focus our efforts in there, because there are so many what's going on. But in the same note, I already have planned to take a look at the overall event func to see if we can take some of the workload off it. So yeah, so that's hopefully between the pair of us, I'm not saying it'll fix it by any means, but it'll be a step in the right direction.
Okay. Now I do have something on the command bar that would be nice.
Yep. Fire away.
Okay, I have on the app frame.
Do you want the screen?
No.
No. Okay. I didn't know if you were showing us something. That's all.
Yeah. No, I'll let you show it if you have a
command bar. Yep. Let me bring that in.
Yeah, but it needs to be on the app frame. It needs to have a drop down on it.
Yep. The one does. It's a command bar rather than a ribbon bar, but we can soon change that if we need to.
Yeah, it would need to be a ribbon bar. Sorry, it should be a ribbon bar.
Yep, no problem.
My mistake. I meant ribbon bar.
We'll just quickly rework that. That's not a problem.
Anyway, here's what I found is that when you drop it down, it's got a little bit of a shadow around it, around the drop down part. And if you click on the shadow, it freezes up the entire program.
What?
I know. And the thing is that you think, oh, well, it's just who clicks on the shadow, right? But a lot of times I'll be just dropping it down and I'll accidentally click and it'll hit the shadow and it'll just lock up the program. I'm sure other people have the same thing happen.
This one's caught me. Yeah, I was going to say that's caught me attention.
I just really narrowed it down yesterday. Okay. If you can't duplicate it, I can share my screen and show it to you.
Well, I'm just going to try this one. That's got a shadow. It's not a report, it's not a thingy, but I just want to try it in this. So that's got a shadow there. Yep.
Did you freeze it?
Yeah. Yeah, it has.
Yeah. I don't even know if that's fixable. I don't know if it is fixable, but I'll bet some of my customers hit that because I do, and just in my testing, I hit that. Well, that's good. Well, it's always good when you can replicate it, right?
Yeah, okay. All right, so I'm just going to try something. Need to know. Just going to go to the Kojak and see about their demos. And is there a demo that we can download? Okay, so they've got some command bar examples.
Hey, John, what
Yeah.
shadow were you talking about?
Oh, you can see it on the it's on the border of the drop down. See how it's a little drop shadowy thing there on the right side and on the very bottom.
Oh, okay. And you just click on it, or you just
Click
move
on it.
Yeah, just
You just click on the little dark part there, and your program is froze.
I guess I don't have very many drop downs, so.
I'm just trying to
That's
find
one way to eliminate the problem.
just trying to find one of their built-in. Ah, okay. They've
Don't
got
do drop downs. Oh.
okay, so they've got an example. This is, you know, we'll get it directly. Here we go. Here's one I prepared earlier. Let me stop my example. Custom theme, dialogue, designer, pop-ups. There you go.
Is that with all versions of Kojak, or is this with the newest one?
Oh, I haven't a clue. Just going to their website. So we've got dynamic pop-ups. It's there you go. This might be their C one actually. That's not very good. Okay, so that's got a. Why do we click there? No.
I mean, you think, oh, it's so skinny, no one's ever going to do that. I do it. I do it all the time.
Well, their example isn't doing it, which is good. It's not good for us, but it's good. But that's a drop down, same as we've got. Or button pop-up is called.
But then again, their example might not be the ActiveX version either.
No, this will be the MFC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay.
You would have to compile your own with the ActiveX and see if it does it.
I don't think I've got VB on here now because I'm going to say I did have VB on there. Is it on that pop-up there? Ah, it's not doing it on that one, John.
Yeah, it's probably just no, not those. It's only that one type, I think.
Okay, let me just.
Yeah, like it's like a button with a drop down. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to drop just an idea. So I've got that. I'm going to do this over the top of the command, over the top of the bar, and now that's not doing it. But if I do it down here, it's outside of the ActiveX. Right. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So did you see what the? Did you see it there? So basically, my idea was. Let's just quickly run this. This is an Oli window. Sorry, a Clarion window running on its own thread. Okay.
Right.
This is coming outside of the thread. So if I click on the shadow here, it's still fine. If I click on the shadow there, which is outside of the window position, that's where it's not having it. Oh my days, how the hell am I going to do that?
Is it completely crashed? If you like minimize the app or?
No, I can't. No. It's I've got the task manager over on the window. Okay. So, first things first.
Could it be similar like the Alt over the, Alt button and something like that? Maybe if like press Alt D Windows D and minimize everything, it'll come back up.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay, so there, so it's hung. So Windows D.
See,
Ah.
it recovered. See, so it might be something similar to that.
Yeah, nice one, Roberto. Yeah. There you go, John. What you want to do is,
Tell all my end users.
yeah. Good.
Salty, right?
That'll go down a treat. Okay. No. Okay.
See, because the app isn't crashed; it's just kind of in
Right.
a limbo stage, waiting for something, or like.
It is. Yeah. So that was what I was after. So I'm thinking, launch the help. There it is. Go into the command bar. Oh, not key binding. I'm just wondering if I could get to the rectangle of the bar, and I can see if you're clicking outside of it, and just basically ignore the click, that type of thing. That doesn't have a. Okay. Let's see if we could at least do one today. Just opening it on the other window, so if you wonder what the delay is. It's not the right button. Won't be a sec, John. Just. Going to put the debugger on and see what's happening inside of there. What's the last thing we can try and intercept? Okay. Okay, so the very last thing we've got is a take event common. Let's bring that over there. Okay, that's ours here. Take window event common and take event common. But I'm not sure that's truly what's being posted back. Okay, so we'll get quite a lot of feedback via the event func now. As you can imagine, quite a lot.
Yeah.
I can't see, really can't see. Everything's just going wappy. Pause. What do we work with? And take event common to see if there's anything in here. So it's not linked to the resizing, which is what I thought it might be doing. No, I think my best plan is going to be trapping where you're clicking. So what I'm thinking along the lines of, John, is something along the lines of a hit test, which is when you've clicked. That update is getting hammered, isn't it? And our let's just put the debug back on a second in here. It's the update what's being called all the time. Okay, so I'll clear that. And I am.
Yeah, you need to hit
Oh,
resume.
yeah, resume, yeah. Let's just pull that over there so we at least can see, and then I'll bring it back into.
No, so it's not responding. It's looking.
No.
It's probably getting a huge dump of stuff there.
Okay, that's no problem. So that will have it. So it's just running over.
Sometimes I'll switch over to debug view plus because it's faster. I can't get the debug viewer to go much faster than it does.
Okay, now the command bar update. I'll just bring this into play. Look at that going on in the background, and we're not even, the command bar isn't even in focus.
I don't know. That's what I was telling you,
Hmm.
isn't it? What event is it on the side?
Sorry, yes, I'm going to say, I can see it there. Update.
Okay, yeah.
Now that's telling me something's been updated, but it's not. So that I need to take a look into. I wanted to know whether that was actually causing it, but it's not. Oh, there's the example, by the way, if you wanted to see all the things. But that's kind of irrelevant at this moment in time. So,
Typically what would happen when I was testing is I would, kind of what you did, I would overshoot it just a little bit on the bottom and click, and then that's where it would freeze. And I finally realized it was the shadow that was doing it. I thought it might have been, just writing down the list, but it wasn't. It was the shadow.
so I'm clicking on there, and interesting. So if I click that, I do see. I'm going to get it to block out that update because I can't see the wood for the trees with it. So command bar, event func. That would be a nice thing for me to put in there. Events not to basically trigger on, if you will.
Yeah.
And I can see there there's some threading. Okay. Okay, so a quick look at that. At least I'm not getting that occurring all the time. It's not going to fix that problem, but it is control selected, which is the last thing. Clear that and click. See, there's no event coming. It's now hung, but there's no event.
Showing up.
No. So if I was to go up there and there, okay. So if I go up and down here, you can see control. So take my word for it. It's control selected because, of course, that's exactly what I am doing. I'm selecting new controls. So if I was to go over here and click, then I've got, apart from a load of paints and so on and so forth, I did get control selected, tracking mode changed, get client border width, because of course then it's into resizing because it could be a different font in the theme and so on and so forth. So all that makes sense. Let's drop that back down, clear that over there. But if I was to click just on here, I'll highlight, so I've got a selected and a selected, and now I've got a control selected. Oh, that's interesting. That's control selected. That's okay. But there's not one there. That didn't lock up then though. Typical. Okay.
Andy, there's a stay on top right there you can put on the debug view so it just stays on the top. On the left above minimal view, underneath find.
There, brilliant.
Whoops, it's off.
Yep, sorry, yep.
There you go.
Okay. So basically, selected and selected could argue why you're getting two. And I'm getting one there, so it's probably as I'm going onto it and off it, onto it and off it. So as I go and go down, the last one's 11, I'm going to go off that one and onto the next one. So that's why you're probably getting control selected. So I'm going off it there, on, off it there. So if I click, it's not hanging. And now it has. But the event, so the control, that's going to be a really awkward one, that, because the control isn't coming back. I can only, action what I can see. I think there I'm going to have to put a working example. It's going to be really simple for me to do. I'll do it through Reg3Com and so on. I'll send it across to Gojock and just say this is a particular issue with the ActiveX.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they'll know what's going on, but yeah, basically we can see I'm on there, and I expect it to jump to 3 when I go down. Yep, 4 when I come off it. Yep, if I do my click, maybe a bit more onto there, and it's hung.
Yeah, nothing, right?
But I'm not getting anything. The only thing I filtered out is the update because that's another thing to look at. But yeah. And then keeping that in focus, I do that and back again, and the parent call has occurred. Take window event, which will be the alt tab, game focused, that type of thing. Okay, I will put a thing together for them, John.
Okay.
Yeah, that's no problem. Okay, well, we are a little over time. I do need to wrap up, but what's next on it, so I can at least be thinking of the next one, because like I say, I want to action. If we've got issue, then I want to know about it. Well, that's not particularly our issue, but it's still an issue. So we need to know and action them.
Yeah, I'd just say that, and then the just the number of events that are firing.
Yeah.
When it's just sitting still, the command bar at the top there. People just going and going and going.
Well, the efficient, you saw the help there. I don't know if you saw it, but that said, just open up any of these. It doesn't really matter. Command bars, and we look at the event, and there was update occurs when a command bar control has been updated. Well, it wasn't even in focus. It's triggered at a fixed time interval. It's used to update your command bar controls. You can set the update period by default to every 100 milliseconds. Wow. What?
Really, yeah.
What?
That's a lot, isn't it?
I kind of think so. So the amount of time in milliseconds that command bar update is by default. We're not even doing anything with that. I mean, we could do one quick test here. Okay, so basically, let's just rewind on what we've got. So open up our viewer again. I've still got the event func on, but this time I've taken the update filter out. So we're going to see it. Just bring that back into flow. Stay on top. That's interesting. Why ain't it?
Oh, you have to click the on the right
Well, just
update thing.
there we go. Yep.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So the update, as you can see, is just going crazy. So let's see where that property is. Command bar
Do you think
options.
that's triggering the set target every time that it's firing off?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, because it's an event was triggering. So that will definitely have an effect on that. I can rework some of that code. So there's I have to be very careful on how I do it, but I can rework some of the code. So that's no problem. What I'd sooner be doing is filtering out some of the actual trigger in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So command bar options. Oh, so that's actually open command bars. This could be one option that you could put into yours straight away, which would of course help straight away. So that's why I'm going to quickly cover this before we finish up. So command bars. We want to go to our command bars. There should be an options somewhere. There we go. So it's options, command bar options. So we're going to be doing a set property. It's going to be options dot use faded icons. I wonder if we can say use shadow and turn the shadow off.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I was thinking that would maybe be. Okay, let's have a look. Where was that update? Update period comes under the command bars options object. Command bar options. Update period. Let's bring that over here. Update period. Okay. Okay, so basically, as a test, will that make an effect on it? Where's our debugger? No, wrong one. So we're still getting the update. Triggers so many times. I suppose it's one per control. Oh my days, that's going to be one per control hundreds of times. I'll set it to every 2 seconds so you can see it there.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if we can turn it off. That's my thinking behind it. I'm not seeing any. Okay, that's it turned off. So there's nowhere near enough events going through. Okay, and the command you
Well,
want
that's
to
better,
see
huh?
that. Well, I want to see the any ramification to do anything, but basically, it happens to be in the init. You could do yours in init complete; it'd be perfectly fine. If you just did you want set property options.update period, set it to 0.
Copy that into Skype for me.
Of course. Well, actually, it wouldn't be that. You would want something like, but let's, we need to
Right.
see if it causes any issues. But that's it roughly. But I would actually use something like self set property options.update period, comma 0. That's what I would probably use. The set property just uses an OCX direct command anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant.
Cool.
Okay. It looks like it's still coming back. Well, the interesting thing is the update is no longer triggering, but I'm not doing anything on the update, so I don't need it to trigger. I'm really not bothered about it.
Yeah, I don't know what update would do, huh?
Well, I was wondering if it's something to do with the resizing like so, but no, the groups are resizing correctly as we would expect.
Mm-hmm.
The sliders are working as expected. So far, so good. Way too early to call time on that, but I'm going to leave that in for now and do some tests.
Okay.
That was supposed to hide, by the way, because I told it to.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it was part of the test. I hate that maximized. Okay, that will definitely help you. So take a look at that, but you can see from them events there, there's no updates being triggered.
Yeah, that's good.
There's take window events, but take event and window event, but that is to be expected. We are moving around and resizing and so on and so forth, so you're going to get those events or trigger. So, but yes, it can be quite heavy on some of its event processing. So that will get reworked to calm it down a little, if you will.
Yes, excellent. Cool.
Okay, you try that. I shall try that, and we'll both touch base next week. Oh well, we'll probably speak way before then. Actually, I'm up for it if you want to just drop us a message. But from a user group point of view, we'll report back on our findings on that next week and whether it's going to go into the next build.
Awesome.
Okay, we're over time, but hopefully it was beneficial. You can see the updates which are coming up, which are exciting and good. I think so, and obviously the fixes like this, which is the whole point of the user group. So until next week, I shall see you all next week.
Bye, everybody.
Cheers. Bye.